was kissing you with my eyes open, but you said keep them closed and be in the moment. So I did my best to make you feel wanted. But what about what I want? What about what I want? And what I wanted was to crash with my dumb friends on the weekend instead of watching a movie. But you wanted me to be what you need instead of being me. Oh, and that's how I knew it.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jane. Today I'm taking you through a day in my life as according to Whoop and Apple Watch. So I wear both a Whoop and an Apple Watch, and we'll kind of dive into like the pros and cons and why I wear both. So if you are into tracking your fitness or your lifestyle in any way, I would say that Whoop, Apple Watch, or Fitbit are probably the most common that I've seen. I think Whoop is more like on the rise of that. They're definitely a newer company. I used to have a Fitbit, but like way back when Fitbits didn't even have a full screen. Like I had the Ulta. So like if somebody texted you, the words would like glide across the screen. It was like a super skinny screen. That's the only kind of Fitbit I've ever had. And then I got an Apple Watch right after that, and I love the Apple Watch so much. So I never went back to Fitbit. But if you're looking for what to track your fitness with, I would definitely not outweigh Fitbit. I think that they're a really awesome company. These are just the two companies that I've really enjoyed. So I thought it would be interesting to show you guys like the actual analytics of what the two straps say, and kind of like why I wear both, why I like having both of them, because honestly, the things that they both say, even though they may be tracking the same thing, are actually very different. So we're gonna dive into that today. So it's 9 o'clock right now, so I've been up for a couple hours now and had some work done. And I put on my Apple Watch as soon as I woke up, but the Whoop you can actually sleep in. You can wear it 24/7. That's why, like, kind of off the bat, I kind of like it better because you charge it every 5-ish days. And you can even put the charger, like you can charge the charger and then put the charger straight onto your wrist. So when I wake up in the morning, I normally put my Apple Watch on straight away, and then the Whoop is going to spend a few minutes in the morning to process your sleep. So it does track your sleep. It tells you how well you slept. So I'll kind of show you guys around in the app. So when you open it up, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions about things that you may have done the night before that would affect your sleep. And these are completely customizable. Like, I didn't really customize it too much. I kind of just kept all the ones that they ask and then added a couple. But you can really customize these to ask you whatever questions you want. So for example, if you just bought like CBD oil and you want to see how CBD oil affects your sleep, then you can put that on there as a question that they'll ask in the morning. And then you can see like how long before bed you took the CBD oil, is it actually affecting your sleep, and you can track it that way. You can also track your menstrual cycle on here, which is great. So I like it just because I think for sleep it's a little bit more detailed than just tracking your heart rate, but it's actually tracking what is affecting your sleep. So for example, I noticed that when I drink alcohol, my REM sleep goes from like 3 hours to like maybe 30-45 minutes. So it definitely affects my sleep a lot. So this is what mine looks like right now, 9 o'clock. I did not recover very well yesterday, and I can absolutely feel that today because I'm extremely sore. But we're gonna go over to sleep. So I slept 92% of what I needed, and the needed sleep kind of changes depending on the quality of sleep, if that makes sense. So like right now it's saying I need 9 hours and 7 minutes of sleep, but I don't always need that much sleep, and that's a lot of sleep. Like in normal life, I don't really have 9 hours to actually go to bed. So 8:25 is like pretty good for me. So then if you slide down, you can see I haven't even worn this strap in so many days. Quarantine, I've been like really off. Normally I wear this every day, but quarantine has been a whole other kind of mess. So this is the performance of 92%, but then I can look at respiratory rate, which they actually just added because of COVID. So you can actually track through respiratory rate. They have a podcast too. They did a whole podcast about how your respiratory rate can connect to COVID symptoms. So yeah, that's just a little of what they give you there, just a lot of charts and stuff. So then if we go back up and tap on hours of sleep at 8:25, it's gonna open up into this, which I think is the coolest part about tracking your sleep, is that it's really gonna show you what stages you were in throughout the night. So like I said right there, you can see I didn't drink alcohol last night, so I'm getting like almost 3 hours of REM. But on nights that I do drink, I'm telling you, it goes from like 10 to 0 so fast. So I had 7 disturbances, and it's going to show you exactly where those were. That's how efficient my sleep was. Again, that's my respiratory rate. And then latency, which is, I think that's how fast you fall asleep. I don't really know. I'm not gonna lie. That one confuses me. Right, like after I had 2 disturbances in a row, my heart rate had a hard time getting back down below 60. And then if you turn it, you can get a little bit more detailed view of exactly what was going on. So if you remember like checking your phone in the middle of the night or whatever, you can see what that does to your heart rate and see what that does to your sleep. Then it's also gonna show you your recovery. And I recovered very poorly last night. I'm not exactly sure why. If I like really wanted to figure out how to improve my recovery, I could probably do it just by like changing the questions for sleep and really paying attention to what I was doing the day before. But honestly, I just use the recovery, and when it's really low like this, I'm probably not gonna do anything like super strenuous today. I'm definitely gonna work out. I have a HIIT workout planned for today, so I'm probably still gonna do that, but I would know that like if I was gonna go into the gym and was gonna like deadlift, I'm not PRing today, and that's okay. Yeah, so I just use this to kind of guide my workouts and not really tell me how hard I should work that day, but more of just like if I don't do as well as I want to do, just being like, oh, well, it's okay because my recovery is low. For Apple Watch and for the Whoop, your calories, they're not gonna be able to track everything because we also burn so many calories, like over 1,000 calories, just from like breathing and digesting and sleeping and blinking and stuff. So the calories, I feel like a lot of people get really focused on calories, but I don't know. To me, that's just not as important as the other stuff just because it is extremely inaccurate. And Whoop is pretty accurate. I mean, that's like what their whole thing is based on, is they're the most accurate on the market. But even then, I think that that's a really difficult thing to track, and I wouldn't judge your workout off of the amount of calories you burned. So I'm gonna kind of go through my day a little bit wearing both of these, and then I'll give you guys an update in a little bit. So this is all the health stuff on my phone. So if we go here, I'm about to do my workout. 69 out of my 720 calorie move goal, which I never really hit. I hit in New York, but not in North Carolina. And then I've already stood for 4 out of the 12 hours today. 879 steps, just to give you an idea of where it is before I start. So my strain today so far is 4.3 strain. I normally strain up to somewhere between 10 and 12, which they always say is like not a lot, but even on my really hard workouts, the highest I've ever hit is a 12 strain. And really the strain only happens, like it only gets higher when I do cardio. So I don't really feel like it's the best like representation of how difficult your workout is, especially if you're like me and you like doing more weights than cardio. So my strain never gets that high. Calories is 748. So that's something like to notice here, is that the calories in the Whoop track your calories like in the 24-hour span no matter what you do, whereas this is only tracking like your move calories. So I don't even really understand what they're using to like get this number. I'm guessing it has something to do with the steps, so that's all they're tracking here. But yeah, I will say that I think Whoop tracks a little bit more in terms of calories. I'm gonna start my workout. I'm doing a HIIT workout today from my program. I'm gonna go to Strain Coach. This is one of my favorite things that they have here. So I have on Functional Fitness. I kind of just always leave it on Functional Fitness, but you have so many options. Let's see if they have yeah, they don't have like a HIIT workout, so I'll probably just keep it on Functional Fitness, but you literally have so many options of things. So like sometimes I'll do weightlifting instead, but normally, like I said, I just keep it on Functional Fitness, so we'll leave it there. So I'm gonna start both my Apple Watch and this at the same time so we can get a really accurate side-by-side representation of what these look like. So on my Apple Watch, I always set it as an open goal because I feel like none of these are super specific to what I'm doing. Oh, should I do high intensity interval training? I don't think it really matters like what you decide to track it as. I think it's more just like for you, so you know how many calories you're burning or what your heart rate is at in those. So I'm gonna track this one as high intensity interval training. So one starts in 3, 2, 1. This one starts 3, 2, 1, and we're off. warm up. So I'm about to start the workout. Both of these, my heart rate on my Apple Watch is a little bit higher. It's at 140, and my heart rate on the Whoop is right around 135. So just a little bit off right there. Yeah, and we're just doing like a full body HIIT thing today. So we did a little bit of lower body. I like those lunges because you get that transverse plane movement in there with a little bit of T-spine rotation. So that's really good when you're working with HIIT because you're gonna be moving directions, jumping up and down a lot. So let's go ahead and jump in to today's workout. Break right here. One thing that I love about the Apple Watch was that while you're working out, it's right on your wrist. You can see everything. About 100 calories in that first loop. Heart rate just dropped from 178 to 145 in my rest time. Recovery is so important, especially when you're doing HIIT, because that's how you're really gonna get that heart rate up and down. So in your recovery time, think about breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, because that's gonna slow your heart rate down a little bit. I also just realized that I did this whole first circuit with no music. So I'm gonna throw some music on. 3 more rounds of this. I just finished my workout. I am a sweaty mess. I still have to cool down. So on my Apple Watch, I'm about 15 minutes in, 324 active calories, 381 total calories. My heartbeat is now at 116, 118. That's where we are at the end of the workout. I still need to cool down. Let's see what the Whoop says. Oh my God, guys. Remember when I said I never got above like 10 to 12? This is on the higher end. That's great. I think that this one's actually a little bit more accurate. They're pretty much the same. Kind of depends on the activity you're doing, how similar this is, because I've done this for like a few different things. And I'll notice that when I strength train, these are very different. But when I do more like cardio-based stuff like this, they're pretty much the same. Like they're within, you know, like 10 calories. But yeah, when I strength train, it's normally like 50 to 70 calorie difference. I think that the Whoop is a little bit more accurate with my heart rate. This is at 101, this is at 104. So again, they're pretty similar. While we're here, something else that I really love about the Whoop is that you can watch your live heart rate. And then if you want to be cute and Instagrammable, it's us. So you can actually like film yourself with all of your stats right there, which I think is fun. Okay, so I just ended the workouts on both of these. If we take a look at the Apple Watch, it was 58 minutes and 45 seconds, so right under an hour. Active calories, 358. Active calories, 358. Total calories, 425. My average heart rate was 145, and the range was between 92 and 185. So then over here, when you finish your workout on the Whoop, it asks you a couple questions. So my rate of perceived exertion, so how difficult was this? I'm gonna say that it was like on the lower end of very hard. And then my performance level, I think, was strong. And then I was unable to complete the workout I intended. Okay, so I'm not gonna put that, but I'll show you what happens. Let me record this. Just come down here to talk to you guys. Oh my God, you scared me.
Sorry, I tried to come in silently.
Why'd you try to come in silently?
Because I heard you talking and I was like, I don't want to ruin anything.
Oh my God, that was so scary. Okay, sorry, Grant just scared me so badly. Okay, so I'm gonna screen record this and show you guys what happens. So if I say that I was unable to complete the workout, oh no, if I do this. So then it's gonna ask you either like because you were tired or because you were injured. So you can track an injury, or if you say because you were tired, then that's gonna play into like how much sleep you need and how much recovery you need. So this is kind of the con of the Whoop when you're tracking your fitness. Let me turn off the screen record. Is that right there, it says that it's pending, so it's going to process all of that for a few minutes. So if you want the results like right now, the Apple Watch is gonna give you that, whereas the Whoop is gonna take probably about 5 to 10 minutes to process the whole thing. So for me, like as far as working out goes, the Apple Watch is like way more visible. You can see a lot more, you get everything right away. But with the Whoop, you actually can get a little bit more details as of like what you're getting in terms of the workout, if that makes sense. Guys, I'm so proud of myself. 11.9 strength. So I'm gonna take a shower, and then Grant and I are gonna go to the mall. So normally I try to go on a walk at some point in the day, but since we're going to the mall today, I probably won't go on a walk because I'll just like count that as my walk. Yeah, that's the other thing about the Whoop too, is that if you like counting your steps, the Whoop does not count steps. One more thing about the Whoop and Apple Watch. So when I shower, gotta take my Apple Watch off. Are the new Apple Watches waterproof?
Yep.
Okay, so if you're feeling fancy, the new Apple Watches are waterproof. Mine's the Series 2, so it's not waterproof, but the Whoop is, so I can leave it on all the time.
My Series 3 is waterproof. Sorry to interrupt.
It's waterproof? Do you wear it in the shower? Like, could you wear it when you swim?
Yeah, but I don't wear it in the shower because that's icky.
But you could, so the Series 3, you could wear it when you swim?
Yes. Up to like, I think 20 meters or something.
Okay, well that's good. I don't even think they sell the Series 2 anymore.
Because I'm too afraid to lose it.
Lose it? In the shower?
No, but it's gross to take it in the shower because like I sweat in it, so like.
So you could wash it off.
Alright, well you know what, we just have to agree to disagree.
So the older series of Apple Watches are not waterproof, mine is not. But I guess if you get one of the new ones, I think the lowest they sell now is a Series 3. So yours would definitely be waterproof if you got it now. But the Whoop is also waterproof, so like, I do everything in this. I do usually take it off when I shower, just because the band is like a cloth material, so it kind of takes a minute to dry, and ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope.
I was gonna do an afternoon check-in. This is my evening check-in because it's 6:30 now. So we're just gonna take a look at, now that I've kind of like gone through the day. So we went shopping and did a lot of walking there, and then went out to eat. Okay, so according to Whoop so far, I've burned almost 1,500 calories. My day strain is 12.8. So it includes not only the workout that you did, but also like any other strain that you're taking on during the day. Recovery is still shitty. So then if I wanted to do like another activity today, like if I went for a walk, I could always record that walk separately, but I find that Whoop actually does a pretty good job of like picking up on that and then just putting it in automatically. I know some of my friends who have the Whoop, they don't even record their workouts like how I recorded an activity. They don't even really do that. They just normally like let it pick it up because it's pretty good about doing that. Okay, so with my Apple Watch, I have not completed my move goal for today. I've only done 610 out of the 720, but my exercise is 66 out of 30 minutes. And this is the thing that with Apple Watch like doesn't really make sense to me, is that your exercise, what counts as exercise, I don't think counts towards your move. That could be completely wrong. Not everything is gonna be like absolutely perfect, you know, neither of them are 100%, but I do think that the Whoop is like a little bit more accurate. And then as far as steps, I've walked 6,800 steps today, which is about 3.3 miles, and that sounds about right. It's so funny because when I'm in New York and I work on my feet all day, I walk like a ridiculous amount of steps. Like, I would say closer to 20,000. So then coming here and it being like, yep, 6,800, and this was a pretty active day for me. With the Apple Watch, you don't get as much information, but you get the information in a really simple way. You get it like as soon as you want it. Whereas for the Whoop, you're getting a lot more information, but I think a lot of it you don't really need to know all of this, especially if you're just trying to compare your workouts. I do think that the Whoop is really interesting. If you're not super into tracking your fitness, I still think that it would be a great thing to get for like a few months, especially maybe if like you haven't been sleeping and you're gonna like try something new. I think that the Whoop is a really great way to see if that's working or not. So I really suggest the Whoop if you're looking for like very specific numbers, you want to see a lot of details and you want to like very specifically be able to track everything. But if you're just looking for a way to kind of get a general idea of what's going on with your health and fitness, I think the Apple Watch is a great purchase as well. I especially love that I also have a watch on here, I have a timer on here, I get my texts. So this is like connected not only to my phone but also to my laptop and all of my Apple products, whereas my Whoop it's just this. There's not even a screen on it. There's pros and cons to each of them. The Apple Watches, let me see how much like the new ones are. I think I paid like $200 for mine. Yeah, so there are 200 right now from the Apple Store, so if you're looking at an Apple Watch, that's kind of the price range that you're looking at for like the basic one. And then the Whoop is actually a subscription, so you get the black band for free. You can upgrade your band, but the black band is free, and then you pay a subscription to use the app, and that's $30 a month. So in my mind, I'm kind of like, you know what, $1 a day, and like I said, I use it well, not in quarantine. In quarantine, I haven't used it that much, but in my like normal life, I use it every day. For me, it's been a really great way to track my fitness, to track my sleep, especially. That's really what I use it for, is my sleep. I know Grant uses his Apple Watch to track his sleep, so there's definitely a way to do that. But on mine, the battery life just doesn't last long enough for me to be able to do that. It's already at 10%. You guys saw me put it on this morning. So it's lasts a little under 12 hours. So yeah, so that's kind of why I wear both, because I like this better for fitness tracking, but I like the convenience of this, and I like that I have a watch on here and the timer, which is especially helpful when I'm training. So that's kind of the breakdown of the two. If you're between both of them, I hope that kind of gives you a clearer idea of what you're gonna get out of each one. Like I said, there's pros and cons to both. I think financially, they're both more of a luxury item for sure. I think that, you know, although this may seem cheaper up front, if you have it for like half a year, you could have one of these for forever. So it's definitely one of those things where you may have to weigh out the pros and cons and see what would work best for your lifestyle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you want a Whoop strap, I can give you a free month below. And when you get a free month, I get a free month. So let's help each other out. All right, guys, I will see you in my next video.